Sounds good.
And it's recording. Here we go. All right. Be able to move this. Presenting. Maybe. There we go. All right. Well, welcome, ladies, and thank you for joining us. We're super excited you're here. This is a coaching call, which means it'll be Danny and I talking all about what it's like to be a Beachbody coach, why we're in it, and kind of what to expect if you ever wanted to be one. Maybe. Oh, now that I said that, it's not going to let me go to the next screen. There we go. Okay, so my name is Rachel, if you don't know me. I originally came into Beachbody because in high school, I was always a 3-sport athlete. I love to be able to have that team atmosphere. And I went into college doing the same thing. I ran cross country and track in college for 2 years. And then after that, I just felt like it dropped off and I didn't have a team. And it was just kind of a weird time in my life of not really knowing what I wanted to do as a future and then not having like my main group of friends anymore. And then I was pointed to actually a Facebook page that was all about positivity and mindset through a mutual friend. And that's how I met my coach. Her name was Jacqueline. She's not directly in the business anymore, but that's kind of how I got started. And then she invited me to the workout part of it at first. And then from there, I decided to become a coach. And the day I decided to become a coach was actually the day that my brother that's in the pictures here, he graduated from basic training for the Air Force. And that day was one of the proudest days of my life because I've always been very close to my brother. And we kind of had a rough kind of upbringing with our parents and everything, and just seeing him go through all that and graduate really pushed me in the fact of if he can do it, I can do it. So I'll never forget the day that I was literally laying in a hotel bedroom after his graduation talking to my coach, and she was like, I know you can do this. Like, she had the confidence in me, and that was kind of the push for me to have confidence in myself. And then I really didn't start working the business as soon as I became a coach. I really became a coach because of the discount part of it, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but you get a discount on all Beachbody products if you become a coach. And when I really started working the business and trying to bring other women into this community is this last summer. And then this September, I just moved from Duluth, Minnesota to Wichita, Kansas to be closer to my boyfriend, Jared, which is in the other picture. And he's helped me build my confidence as well, and just having that support as well. And his family has been a huge help, and meeting other people in the business. And if it'll let me skip, there we go.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, my name is Danielle. I've been a Beachbody coach for probably about 4 years now. As far as my story goes, my story is a little bit different than Rachel's. So I started when my daughter was about 6 months postpartum. I, dealt with my weight practically my whole life. I was one of those who dealt with childhood obesity. I had low self-esteem, pretty much you name it, I pretty much have it. I mean, I was that quintessential yo-yo dieter back and forth. And it wasn't until after my second child, my daughter, I was kind of scrolling through Facebook one time and I found a girl who I connected with. I was like, dude, if her picture wasn't there, I swear those words that she's saying are coming straight out of my mouth. And I absolutely fell in love with her. And I found out that she was a Beachbody coach. I felt that I just really connected with her. And I loved the life that she had created for herself. I loved the confidence that she was exuding. Everything she had, I wanted. And with that, I kind of went back and forth. I don't know about this, just having a daughter. And I was one of those, but I was a gym rat. I love the gym, not a problem working out, but I never looked, that fit, that profile of what a fit person should look like. And I talked to my husband about it, kind of going back and forth. And he's like, look, if you want to do this, freaking do it. He's like, seriously, don't make excuses. If you're going to do it, go all in. So I was like, okay, that's it. I'm going to do it. And I went ahead and I jumped in, and I too was like Rachel. I started off as just being a discount coach just for the discount. Cause I'm like, I don't want to coach. No, thank you. Not my thing. I was like, I'm a nurse, I don't need to coach. And it wasn't until after I started in November of 2016. It wasn't until after my first program, which was Court of Force, like boxing, jujitsu type stuff. And I'm like, I absolutely fell in love with it. I lost 15 inches within my first program of ever doing. And my coach is like, dude, you need to be a coach. You are such an inspiration. You should do this. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. I'm like, you really want me to coach? Or let's be honest here, you're just trying to make money off of me, because everybody thinks that Beachbody is nothing more than a pyramid scheme. And she's like, no, she's like, you have what it takes. You are such a positive person. You have grit, you have heart. And it wasn't until that May that I really hit coaching hard. And ever since then, I love it because I feel like being a nurse, I love to help people. I love to be an inspiration. I love to know that I'm part of somebody's story or, I'm leaving life a little bit better than how I found it. And for me, that's what drives me. That's what pushes me and inspires me to be an even better coach. So that's a little bit about my story.
All right, so what is coaching? At this point, you're probably like, this all sounds great, but what exactly is all in it and what do I have to do every day? Because when I first started, my coach is like, oh, it's simple. You just do this, this, and this. I was like, you are freaking crazy, out of your mind. I have to share stuff on social media. Like, I don't have a following. Like, what is going on? There is daily activities that we do every single day. At least if you were to do it every single day, that's where you get the momentum and that's where you get actual results after it. And it is where you're talking a lot on social media. You're posting on your pages every day because you want to be able to relate to people and you are being proof the product works. And when I say proof the product works, that's actually one of our 4 vitals is what the company calls it. And the 4 of them are proof the product works. Personal development is a huge one because you want your mindset to be there with you and encouraging you and not going the other way. You don't want your mean girl to come out if it is all possible, if I could spit words out today. You want to connect, like Danny was saying, and how we connect with people and we want to be a part of their story. And then you want to, what is the 4th one I'm missing? Oh, invite people to what you're doing. Because to be able to be successful in this, you always want to be involved in what works and involved in workouts and involved in getting other people involved in this. And just being a part of someone's story, like Danny was saying before, is a huge part of coaching and being there for them every single day. When you sign up as a coach, under either one of us, you're not only coming on with just us, you're coming on with our upline team, which is a huge group of women that is going to support you and no matter however they can. It's also going into a big community as the overall corporate business that supports you. There's weekly training from corporate every single week. There's new training that comes out every single week on Facebook pages that are run completely by corporate. This is definitely not a company that's just going to be like, here you go. But this is a company that is going to tell you that like this is how you be successful, but I'm not going to do the work for you. And when I first started, I didn't realize how much behind the scenes work needed to be put into this because the coaches that are in my upline team like did all the work, but they didn't really talk about it. So I was like, oh, it's super simple. And then I got going and I got so much in my head to where I just like kind of stopped. And that's something that I like when I bring on new people, I try to be upfront with them, but also don't scare them in saying that. Danny, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, so normally what I say is I tell all of my girls, you get from this what you put into it. So the more work you're willing to go ahead and put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. And it's like, hey, you need to do this every day, every day. Look, this is your business. You're going to grow as fast as you want. So again, it is up to you. As far as I don't want to be salesy, I don't want to sell this, I'm worried about what people are going to think. Look, this is normally what the company teaches. This is what I teach all of my girls. What you're doing is nothing more than sharing. You're sharing an opportunity, you're sharing your story. Think of it as if you're going to a restaurant. You found this restaurant that you freaking love. They have the best desserts, they have the best drinks, the entree, best bang for your buck. Think of it that way. If you found something that you fell in love with it, would you still feel nasty, disgusting, salesy, selling that, or not selling, sharing that with other people? No, You wouldn't. So we don't want you to feel like that when you decide to be a coach. We want you to go ahead and share your stories. We don't want you to be like, hey, look at me, look at what I could do. It'd be like, look, this is what I am doing. This is how it's helped me. This is how it can help you. Or I would love it if you could do this with me. Because let's be honest, we all have our friends or family members where we get along with the most. And having them along on this journey with us is most likely going to be a lot more fun because let's be honest, the more the merrier, per se. As far as setting up for success, like Rachel says, with Beachbody, they're not one that would be like, look, we just want your money type of thing. No, they're going to go ahead and give you everything that you possibly need to be successful. And one of our motto is seriously, I mean, we want to help people. If we are not helping people, then one, we're not doing our job, or two, if they just straight don't like it and it's not for them, then you know what? By all means, we have a 30-day money back guarantee on just about all of our products because Beachbody feels like this is a true solution. And if somebody disagrees and feels like it's not right for them, then they have that opportunity to go ahead and get their money back because we don't want your money. We don't want your money. Bottom line. Okay. We are here to help you. We are here to help you help other people because we feel exactly that this is a total solution. It's not just workout programs, it's workout. We also have nutrition help. We also have personalized nutritionists that come up with programs. We also have a community because let's be honest, we've all been there. Like Rachel had mentioned before, having that mean girl, working on that personal development, connecting with others, having that accountability, that's where the success really is. Because you see people going out and working out like crazy, or you see people dieting, cutting out this, cutting out that. Where are they getting? Yeah, they get to a certain point, and then as soon as they stop, they go ahead and gain everything back. The thing that they are missing is they're missing that community, they're missing that accountability. And that is something that Beachbody truly prides themselves on as having everything a person needs to be successful.
All right, so then these next few slides are going to be talking about how you can come into the team. There's different ways and avenues of it. And the two pictures are, this is one of my before and after pictures. The picture on the left is the first picture I've ever taken with doing Beachbody products. That was a little over 2 years ago. As you can tell by my facial expression, I was not exactly thrilled to be in front of the camera. The second one is the beginning of September when I first just moved here after completing another program, and I felt pretty confident. But to talk a little bit more about what the actual team member is, that is someone that comes into the team that doesn't want to do the coaching thing. They don't want to bring people in by themselves. They just want to be basically proof the product works. They want to do the workouts. They want to be a part of the team. They want to be in the team group and be in the conversation. And they are more than likely doing one of the 2 nutrition programs that the company has. This is how I came into the team and started because, like I said earlier, when my coach reached out to me, she said it right away. She's like, you're super confident in how you post. Like, you would be a great coach. And like, this is what it's all about. And she told me the money sign. And I was like, whoa, nope, not happening. Because I was just right in the middle of college. And money to me, if it was more than like $3 on myself, I was like, too much. So that's how I came in. And Danielle, I'm sure you have stuff to tell about team member as well.
So with the team member, like I said, coaching isn't for everybody. And if it's not right for you at this point in time, that's perfectly fine. Maybe later on down the road, it might be something that you want to go ahead and take part in. But being a big part of the team is pretty much, I mean, that's the bulk of it all. If you decide that, you don't want to coach, but you want to go ahead and work on you, freaking fantastic. That's all we could ever ask from you. I mean, seriously, we all got in this to help you, and helping you get results is pretty much, like I said, what our driving force is there for. If anything, I know this is going to sound like super bad, but you are pretty much like a walking billboard for us. You are proof that, hey, you know what? If you guys can do it, anyone can do it. Proof again that this is a great opportunity for everyone. We want to see you guys grow. We want to see you guys blossom both physically, mental, emotionally. We want you to pretty much dive straight into the group because without you guys, our groups are not going to be successful. Our groups are not going to really thrive without you guys there. So honestly, we owe everything up to our team members because we want to be a part of your journey. And the fact that you trusted in us and believed in us really helps us more than you ever know.
The other thing I wanted to mention about team members and talking about community, you're probably wondering how we even build the community because it is all social media based or online based. With that, I wanted to say that myself, I have a Facebook team page that all of my girls go into to have that community base, and they also go into my upline teams, two Facebook pages. And then now the company itself has brought out basically their own platform for that, which is called BOD groups, which is something that if you were to join, we would talk more about because I don't want to like over complicate this call, but it's just basically another platform that's completely off of social media that you get to still have that team atmosphere because I know a lot of people get nervous about having like, oh, if it's on social media, like everybody can see it and I can't put pictures. That's why the company made it, is so that we still have that team aspect. The coaches can still talk to you in it and everything else. So you're never alone in this journey. And that is a huge thing of why I'm still here and why basically any coach is doing this, because we never want you to feel alone and we're always there for you. So this is another thing. And moving on. All right. So discount coach, how I came into this and why I fell in love with the products, with the team, with basically everything about it. The discount, you get 25% off everything related to Beachbody. It could be the actual workouts on Beachbody On Demand. It could be the cards, which I have here. Those are IM cards that came from one of the programs within Beachbody. I actually every morning I spread them out on my floor and I pick one because it's just a great reminder to me to show that I am capable of doing this, and a reminder of just being positive overall, and having that team behind me is really positive. This is a different another picture of the shakes. I have a shake every single day. My body is used to it now, to where if I don't, I can definitely feel it. It has helped me lose weight. It has helped my digestive system. It has helped me just feel overall like a better, this sounds cheesy, but like I have like a glow, kind of like my skin and everything just feels a lot healthier when I have my shakes. And yeah, that's discount coach.
And that's pretty much it. So with being a coach, you have the opportunity to go ahead and fully coach, which means you kind of create your own team, you create your own atmosphere. If you're not ready to go ahead and build just yet, but you have people who are interested, you're more than welcome. I have all of my girls who have that option to go ahead and plug them into my group until they're ready to go ahead and start their own group or their own vibe of their own. If you want to actually make a substantial amount of money, you have that opportunity to do that. I know my upline, my coach makes over 6 figures. Does she work her ass off? 100%. But here's the thing, like I said, you get out of this what you put into it. I know a lot of girls where having that discount is more than enough. And as far as truly building a business, it's not something they want to do. And again, that is okay. There is no 100% pressure, like you have to do this. No, again, this is your decision. This is your business. You do whatever it is right for you. You have the opportunity, like I said, later on down the road, if you want to dabble a little bit more, be like, look, my back is against the wall. My husband just got laid off. I don't know if I'm going to have a job. I need something a little bit at least to go ahead and get me through. You have the opportunity to do that. Or if you're kind of like me, have little kids. And I feel like as they grow, their Christmas presents start to get more and more expensive. So having that extra money to go ahead and put towards Christmas presents, or even knowing that, you know what, I made $40 this week. That's going straight to the gas to go ahead and put in my car. Or you know what? I made $160. Guess what? That's going to my my electricity bill. You don't have to go ahead and make millions and thousands of dollars out of this. This could just be exactly that, fun money. I put a lot of my money into what I call a vacation fund. So I stash it away. So I have fun time or have that money that I can take my husband to Germany, which I wish we could do at some point in time because of freaking COVID, for our 10-year wedding anniversary. I want to take my kids to Disney World. Do you know how much a Disney World tickets cost? $535 a ticket. Okay. So again, you can get out of this what you put into it. It's your decision.
Next one. Team builder. That is what Danielle and I are considered now, because we are in the process of building our own team and having women join with us in this whole thing. And in doing that, I basically will start with why I am doing this and my team name. So my team name is This Is Me. The reason I picked that is because before this and growing up, I didn't really have much confidence in myself at all. I was just I'm going to get through the day, I'm going to get through this week sort of person. Like, I worked my ass off in school all the way through just to like be able to get to the next one and go for something bigger and better, because I've always deep down felt like I have had something bigger and better in me. I just didn't know exactly what it was. And honestly, I feel like coaching has been a big part of that and why I'm still here. And the reason This Is Me is my team name is because I want to, if I can be a part of a woman's story of saying how they found their This Is Me attitude, like their confidence, that is mind blowing to me. And all I can ever ask for in coaching. And honestly, like, even when I talk about it, like, I feel warm and like just great inside. I know this sounds super cheesy, but it's real. And it's another thing, like Danny said, it's not about the money. If I did this for the money, I would not be here anymore, because it is a lot of hard work. You can make good money off of it, but like, it takes a lot. And another big reason of why both of us are still here is our why is bigger than any excuse. And that's a huge thing that the company will talk about. Your why has to be stronger than anything on this freaking earth, because it's hard. You're going to get no's. You're going to get people that look at you like you're freaking crazy. You're going to get called that this is called a pyramid scheme like none other. I actually, quick side story, I was in an interview for another job yesterday because I'm trying to find a day job here. And the guy literally came out and said that, oh, you're in a pyramid scheme. That's great. And I'm like, no, that's not what this is. This is a community of women that want to support you in any which way they can. And I will probably say that until the day I die, because I believe in it 100%. And that's part of my vision, is to be able to one day have a family of my own, and to not have to worry about if I have to go to work. Like, when I've always wanted to be a mom, and when I get to the point and like when they're getting old enough, I want to be able to have the choice if I'm going to go back to work or not, or be able to stay home with them. And I know that if I continue to coach and continue to build, that I will be able to have that choice. And that's a huge factor of why I keep working every day at this. I have multiple others, but that's basically the biggest one right now. And Danny can go into hers.
So for me, first thing off, like she said, pyramid scheme. I'm sure you're going to hear that a lot. But here's the thing. This is what I tell everybody. Is it a pyramid shaped? Yes, it is. Is there a hierarchy? Yes, it is. But here's the thing. Pyramid schemes, first of all, are illegal. Mm-hmm. Secondly, in a pyramid scheme, those that are under you can never make more than you. And here's the thing. That's bullshit. Amy, you want to go ahead? You want to be a part of the team? You want to outwork me? You can surpass me. You can make more money than me. You can have more accolades. You can get more trips than me. Cassandra, same thing with you. If you want to go ahead and join Rachel and be like, you know what? I have this obscene amount of money that I want to go ahead and make, or I want to go ahead and quit my job so I can travel with my husband. You have that opportunity to go ahead and surpass anyone and everyone above you. In a pyramid scheme, you can't do that. Okay, so squash that right then and there. As far as my vision, the whole reason why I decided to go ahead and coach, okay, like I said, I'm a nurse. I I started off working 3 12-hour shift. I loved working 3 days a week, but 12-hour shift. I felt like after 9 to 10 hours, my brain was mush. And the unit I was working at, they were forcing me to go ahead and go back to work night shift after being on days and a half for 4.5 years. I was a newly pregnant mom with my second child, didn't know it at the time. My son was 2. There was no way in freaking hell I was going back to night shift with no one being able to tell me when the next time I'd go to day shift. So I went ahead and switched to a different area. Absolutely loved my job. Um, More doctors hour ish type scenario. The thing is it was 10-hour shifts, 4 days a week, which I figured 4 days a week, that's really not bad until I really got into it. And it is a lot of physical work. You know, I do procedures all day. I'm sitting here moving 3, 4. I've even helped move 5 to 600 pound patients. I have to move large equipment around a whole freaking hospital. Okay. It was wearing on my body. And I have a son who is now a second grader, but at the time he was a kindergartner. And I had a younger one at home. And I told my husband, I said, as much as I love my job, I was like, I hate this. I hate the fact that I'm constantly having to wheel and deal, trying to have days off so I can be a part. I'm one of those weirdos that loves being the chaperone on school trips. I love being a part of the kids' school parties. And I felt like the position that I was at, I wasn't able to do that. And I talked to my husband about going part time, and I went back and forth because my biggest fear is it was going to be a $500 pay cut for us. And I'm like, can we afford it? I don't know if we can afford this. And he's like, look, I just want you to be happy. And that's exactly it. I made that decision that I wanted to go part time and I never looked back. And for me, working with Beachbody gives me that opportunity. Am I at that point that I'm able to make $500 every 2 weeks? No, but I'm at the point that I've been able to at least make $400 a month. That's close to what I was making before. And the fact that I continue to grow every year gives me that fire, gives me that passion. And I'm like, I made the right decision. I get to go ahead and spend time with my family. I get to go ahead and not miss those important moments. I get to go ahead and help people that I still love to do, both inside and outside of the hospital. And I still am able to do something that fuels me both emotionally as well as financially. Sorry, I get a little jazzed up sometimes. That and Amy knows I have my midday energize and strawberry going in.
All right. So now that we kind of told you the ins and outs of the team and being a coach, now you're probably wondering the money part. And we've kind of touched on this throughout. The money, like Danny said, it's all about what you want to put into it, how much you want to make. If you have goals, we can destruct it and give you the numbers of what you need to hit every single month to hit those money goals. There is absolutely no limit. You can make as much or as little as you want out of this. I've seen people work this business hard enough to where they're stay-at-home parents 2 years into doing this, or even a year. There's different levels in the company of like name ranks that give you more money as you go up, but that's something that we would talk more about later on. But it's been able to give me an actual money goal. Growing up, my parents didn't have a lot of extra money just to toss around. So I knew from a very young age that, we're going to look at the discount mac and cheese compared to the full price mac and cheese, or we're going to look for the discount this because it's just easier. And I could literally see it on my mom's face when we were going through the store. She was sad and upset that she couldn't give me and my brother everything because of where she was at financially. And I, even thinking about it now, it still hurts me because I still know deep down that my parents care for me and want everything for me the best they can. And they were just doing their best. But I personally don't want to have that feeling with my kids, or even now before I have kids, when I walk into a store and having Beachbody as kind of like a backbone to fall back on and know that if I really want that to never happen, like I can work my ass off, for lack of better words, and not have that happen, has been a huge thing for me. This is kind of funny, but the picture is with me and my purse that I got with all money that I got from Beachbody. It's not by any means like a designer purse or anything. I think I spent like $40 on it, but that was my first like real big paycheck that I got from Beachbody. And to be able to say that like I earned it myself through the hard work of this and working out, because you not only help yourself when you're doing this and doing the workouts and the nutrition, but you're helping other women. And even if they don't join your team, like I get people all the time that message me say, "Oh, you're such an inspiration. Like I love that you post what you do and like it's huge." Like you don't know how many people, how many lives you're going to touch by just posting or saying what you do on social media or in person. And I don't know if you guys can tell by how Danny and I are talking now, but like our confidence in this is huge. And my confidence before doing this was not huge at all. Like I did not have confidence in myself even graduating college a year ago. And now that I'm more into this, and now that I have a team behind me that tells me every day that I can do this, it helps a ton. And it it also helps you meet new people. Like I would have never met Danielle if it wasn't for Beachbody. We met through a social media page that corporate put together. Like it's a game changer in so many things. And I know I got a little bit off topic of money, but it just kind of all flew together. So go for it, Danielle.
So as far as money, I know a lot of people are like, "Ugh, I don't like talking about money," or "what do you do with money?" objections. That's why we're here. We're here because we know exactly what you're going through. We've all been in your spots before. But here's the thing. Everybody wants money, right? So why is it so wrong, so dirty, so ucky to go ahead and talk about it? Everybody wants it. I mean, you have to live your daily life. And in order to live that, you have to have money. You have to have money for the grocery store. You have to have money to get gas. So, why is it so wrong to go ahead and talk about the opportunity that this could bring for you, for your family financially? Like Rachel said, her family wasn't able to buy that name brand mac and cheese. And that's what this could possibly do for you. It doesn't have to be grandioso. And like I said, buying a brand new car or paying off my house, which I hope to do someday, hopefully 10 years. But it gives you that opportunity to go ahead and more or less kind of treat yourself into those things that you really truly want. Don't ever feel nasty, dirty, and icky for going after something you really want. Um, we have to go ahead and put the Beachbody disclaimer down here. Team Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success or income from the Beachbody or Team Beachbody coach opportunity. Each coach's income depends on his or her own effort, diligence, and skill, so on and so forth. So, but that's pretty much bottom line. If you guys have any other personal questions about money, you can always reach out to myself or reach out to Rachel, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you might have with that.
Okay, so am I really fit to be a coach? These words have come out of my mouth more times than I would like to admit, even in the midst of trying to build my own team, because you do have days, even if you're like Danielle, she's 4 years into it, I'm 2 years into it. There's coaches above us that are like 10 years into it, and they still question themselves every single day sometimes. That's okay. That's why
Personal development is huge.
Yes, that's the other personal development to go off of that is absolutely huge, like Danielle was saying, and that's why it's there. That's why it's one of the four vital behaviors of coaching, the fundamentals of coaching, because it's kicking your mean girl out of your head. And when you start kicking her out of your head, she's going to get stronger and try to get tougher. Because I am full force of that right now, because I swear to God, half the time it's like 50-50 in my head. But anybody can be a coach. You can do this any way you want. And that's also for me was the most exciting but scariest part of this, is because when my coach is like, yeah, you can run your team however you want, you can do this however you want, I was like, no, like I need guidelines. Like you need to give me some sort of structure here. So within that, there is structure in the fact of like, we're going to show you how people before us or how we've built confidence in ourselves and how we've seen success. But after that, it really is up to you and how you want to do it. This is a huge confidence builder, like I've said. And like I mentioned before, I actually have a feeling of the future and not being as scared about it, because I know that I've found a community that will be there through me with me through all the ups and downs of overall life, through the coaching itself, through really anything. And it's given me a thought of actually wanting to make a vision board and not be scared of money anymore, and knowing that one day I will be able to drive my own Chevy truck, because since I've been a little girl, I've had wanted a truck forever. And I know one day that this coaching opportunity will help me with that. And it's just been a really great feeling, for lack of better words. So, Danielle, if you want to keep going.
So as far as confidence can be in several different avenues. For me, my biggest thing was confidence physically. If you can see here, am I the most fittest person you've ever seen? No. Do I still have cottage cheese / cellulite and all the stretch marks? 100%. But the fact that I felt confident enough to rock a freaking two-piece, this was like 2 years ago on, we'll talk about it a little bit later, on my first ever retreat that my team had put on. I was around other women that were smaller than me, that had more muscle than me, and I felt just as confident rocking that freaking two-piece. I'm one that I'm extremely self-confident. I'm one of those where if somebody ever comments me, I'm like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, do they really mean it? Are they trying to be nice? Do you really think they think that? Are you sure? I don't know. And I like second guess every freaking thing. And the fact that I could give two shits, the fact that I had so much freaking fun, and I ate all the nachos, and I drank all they had was bitch beer, but I drank all the bitch beer there, and I had so much fun doing it. I didn't care what I looked like. All I knew is I felt fantastic. All I knew that I had come such a long way. I had no reason to go ahead and be upset and disappointed or shame myself. My boss has even said so. It's transitioned into my professional life. Being a nurse, I've always wanted to be a charge nurse. Always been scared to do it, but I've always wanted to do it. And the fact that I have the confidence, and she's like, hey, Danny, I need you to be charged. I'm like, all right, great. Not a problem. Just hand me the phone. And I just run with it. I don't second guess it. I don't care what people are going to think about me. I don't care if people are going to talk shit on me. You know why? Because I'm confident in what I'm doing. I'm confident in my ability. And I am confident that, you know what? I know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to stop going. And that's the great thing about this, is it's not just physical confidence. It's not just, I guess, what do I say, emotional confidence, but I've also gained this mental confidence. There are certain workout programs where I'm like, that looks too tough. I don't want to do that. I don't think I can finish it. I went ahead and did it anyway. You know why? Because I'm confident enough that I'm like, I might die doing it, but the fact that I gave it a shot, I'm going to be better off than I was before doing it, just because I'm growing. I'm growing that, you know what? I'm doing something that I never even thought I could do. As far as financial, I have the confidence to now say, because I'm putting it out there, that I want to pay off my house. My husband and I just refinanced our house this year, and we put a 15-year loan. And I was like, why don't we pay off our house? Let's try to pay it off in 10 years. And my husband's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. I mean, why not? Why not try? The fact that I have this confidence, it might be a little bit of arrogance to it too, but the thought of even wanting to attempt to go ahead and do something is huge, because I would have never have thought of trying to do anything like that prior to this opportunity, prior to coaching, prior to doing social or doing personal development on a daily basis. So there is so much confidence that you can get out of this opportunity.
Yes. And to go off just a little bit off of what Danielle said as well about her picture, The picture on the left is obviously me. That was the day that me and one of my best friends from Duluth went out and we just did a photo shoot just for the heck of it. And there was people that were walking through this very beautiful park. I don't remember the name of the park or anything, but they're like literally looking at us like, what are these two girls doing? Like, what is wrong with them? And I was such in a good mood. I loved the outfit I was in. I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to pose here because I feel great about it. And like, that is the first time ever in my life that I was like, yes, look at me. Like, I feel great. And like, I'm not a look at me type person. Anybody that's ever met me should have seen that by now. But it just like how Danielle said how she felt in her picture, to be able to have that confidence and not even like wanting people to look at you, just being confident enough to walk out in public, just being you, is fantastic and is another awesome reason of why we're here and talking to you about it. So there we go. Possibilities. If you can tell by now, there is a ton of different ways and angles and possibilities you can do this business. One of the biggest things that the company goes off of is if you work hard and you put the time in, they reward you and you get to go on some fancy, awesome trips. I kind of feel weird talking about this because personally I have not gone on one yet, because I was going to go on one last year, but then lovely COVID hit and kind of squashed that in the butt and made me really sad, because the one that I was going to go to is called Summit and it's in the summer and it's a few days long, where you not only get to see your team members that you've met online and possibly never have actually seen in person, you get to see them and get to know them in person. You get to work out with the trainers that you see every day on TV in person. I am so excited for this next summit to see these people in person. You have no idea. So that was kind of a heartbreaker for me. But to go along with other trips you can take, there's Success Club trips, meaning that if you help so many people a month and hit certain goals, you and your team can go to different trips. Sometimes the upline coaches make them themselves and have just the coaches, or sometimes it's from corporate. And along with team trips as well. And Danielle can go more in detail about that.
So I've been to several summits. I guess it would be my rights. The top photo was my diamond retreat. So I help my team. I mean, if you decide to do this, we can go more in depth. But the highest rank you could achieve as far as like accolades would be 15 star, or what they called a superstar diamond. I was one of my coach's diamonds that I was able to help get her to that particular rank. So with that, she went ahead and treated I don't think all 15 of us went, but a majority of us went. All we had to do was pay for a plane ticket to go down to Florida, and she took care of everything. She paid for this obscenely decked out house. She paid for us to have food all day. We even had personal trainings from corporate come down. It was more or less a thank you and a congratulations both to her and to all of us. And then the other picture right below that was my team that we went to Summit. It was, 2 years ago before COVID. So the great thing about Summit is not only, like Rachel said, you get to finally meet people in person that, I mean, you see on a daily basis, you're beyond calls with, and you feel like you have this friendship and this camaraderie. You see them in person, it's like, give them this big old hug, and it's like, holy shit, you're real, you're a real life person. But you also have the opportunity to go ahead and work like in the exact same room with a personal trainer that you see and you feel like you have this relationship with every morning. It seriously is like super hard not to be starstruck, to have a fangirl moment. The first year I did was Chris Downing, and I tell you what, talk about motivation. He is like, I seriously was like bawling my eyes out when I worked out with him. And then the last time was with Joel. And I'm like, I love me some Joel Freeman. He'd have to be probably my favorite. And the fact that he's such a jokester. I'm a little inappropriate, a lot of sexual innuendos. And the fact that he is too, I'm like, you're my person. Oh my God. But they also have Training's there to go ahead and help you build your business, help you to have more confidence. They give you both financial, both personal, and they also give you business type trainings there. You also have time to go ahead and spend time with your team itself. And then on the very last day, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna be tired. Your body's going to be exhausted, but it is so much fun. It's such a high. The last day we all work out together, where I think it's like an hour and a half to almost a 2 hour workout, but you work out with every single super trainer and you're jazzed up and you're there with your team. It's just like, it's one of those experiences where it's hard to explain. You just have to be there. And having that camaraderie is on a whole nother level. As far as other trips you could do, Success Club trip is something that Beachbody offers. So every time you help at least three people, you reach Success Club. And what it does is they give you money back to go ahead and put towards a trip. Usually they have three different locations that they alternate every other year. I think this year is supposed to be in Mexico at like the Hard Rock Cafe, and then there's another resort down there. So again, the more Success Club points you earn, that goes ahead and counts for money to go towards a trip, and that's less money that you have to go ahead and pay to be a part of. And it's again a lot of the same stuff. You get to work out with personal trainers, you get to hang out poolside with your friends, you get to have cocktails, you get to go to learning opportunities there as well. They pretty much pamper you any way they possibly can, as well as saying congratulations for not only working on you, working on your business, and helping others do the same.
So I actually, this came at the perfect time. Right before we were about to start this call, my boyfriend walked into the door with a big Beachbody box, and I am definitely the type of like with love languages. I love getting free stuff. And today I got my second year of drinking Shakeology, which is called the 365er, meaning you drink it every single day. And this is just another aspect of what the company does. They don't have to do this for us. They send us stuff if we work towards it. And this is part of why, or of one of the things of drinking your Shakeology every day. Mind you, I have not drank it every single day for 2 years because I some days on accident skip a day or something like that because life comes up. But for the majority, I've become ritual in drinking it every day. And just like getting stuff like this just makes me feel so great inside because it's worth it. They're seeing that you work hard. They're seeing that I take the time to make my shake every day and to talk about it and everything else. So I just want to show you that there's also like things that you can earn every month that is like materialized too. And how Danielle was saying with hitting Success Club, that's with if you were to help 3 people a month, and if you do that like month after month, they start sending you stuff too. So I don't know if that's a motivation for you, like it is for me. Like I'm like how Danielle likes to say it, a sweatshirt junkie. I freaking love those things. Like I have over 20 of them, and if people want to send me free clothes, like more the merrier. So just another.
See, that's one of those things. Most people are 3 different things. They're either drove by money, they are driven by free stuff, or they're driven by accolades. So in other words, having those titles, having your name shouted out, kind of more or less being recognized. And it feels like most people are one of those 3 things, and you just have to figure out what motivates you, what drives you, because that's what's going to help you achieve the goals that you want. Make sure you let your coach know, because they're going to go ahead and play to those strong suits. They're going to go ahead and make sure that you get the recognition and that you love that you deserve. Well, ladies, that's pretty much it. Short, sweet, to the point. Do you ladies have any questions, concerns? Thinking yay, thinking what the fuck did I just get myself into? Amy's like, no. So, but like I said, oh, go ahead.
If you want to unmute yourself and say anything, you can. Holly, if you want to say anything, because you are more on our side of this as a coach as well, if we missed anything.
Look at my ugliness right now, but I mean, I'm still kind of getting used to it because I am a new coach. So for me, it's I struggled a bit, especially with social media, but I'm trying to get better. But it is hard to start. But I mean, if I actually put the time and effort into it outside my job, then I definitely would probably do a lot better. And that's just something I got to work on. So, I mean, it definitely takes time, but it's not impossible.
Well, and here's the thing. We don't want you to feel like you have to be on your phone every day. You have to take it everywhere. You have to show like every personal aspect about your